Ever think about what your favorite Arc Raiders weapon says about you? Well, wonder no more, because I'm here to tell you. The Hairpin. You're a lunatic. You already know the Hairpin is hands down the worst gun in the game, but that's what makes it fun to you, knowing that you're kinda like an extraction shooter low-tier god. You giggle like a schoolgirl when you successfully down another raider when using the Hairpin, and it's even funnier if they were the ones who attacked you to begin with and you still wound up winning the 1v1. It's kind of like dunking on somebody extra hard because you beat them with a joke gun, and that's what you really like about it. You tell all your buddies that the Hairpin, quote, isn't as bad as everyone thinks, but deep down, you know you're lying. The Ferro. Ah yes, the hobo sniper. You probably first used it in a free kit, liked how well it took care of low-level arc, and you decided to keep rolling with it. By now, you definitely know there are way better weapons to engage in PvP with, but the feeling you get when you smack an enemy raider with that hard-hitting bullet from downtown is, mwah, chef's kiss. Your friends who whine about how expensive it is to upgrade their Venators to level 4 make you laugh, because it barely costs you anything to upgrade your baby. You're kinda like a guy who found a rare jewel in a thrift shop for $2, and honestly, I'm happy for you. The Kettle. Anytime you play Mario Party with the homies, you crush any minigame that involves repeated button mashing. Odds are you were pissed when Embark Studios nerfed the Kettle to deal with losers who were using macros, because you were one of the many who was actually using the gun legitimately, and you were damn good at being a trigger mashing god. You've stuck with your junkyard treasure all this time because it's still dirt cheap to upgrade and feels okay, but you'll carry that angry chip on your shoulder against macro wielders forever. The Rattler. Rattler mains are the strongest people you'll ever meet. I mean, think about it. You have literally everyone in the entire Arc Raiders community telling you right to your face that your favorite weapon is total dog shit, and yet you still roll into matches with it completely unbothered. And hey, even though your base gun still isn't strong enough to completely down a light shielded raider in one mag, look on the bright side. At least you can reload 2 bullets at a time. The Stitcher. You know what, man? I get it. Why risk losing your expensive high-level Bobcat to some no-talent camping rat when you can literally just throw on a Stitcher with a few dirt-cheap weapon attachments, hold down the trigger, and clean house? I'm honestly kind of surprised that the Stitcher hasn't been adjusted yet. It's the Arizona iced tea of Arc Raiders. You get a whole lot of greatness for pennies on the dollar, and that's the way you like it. The Burletta. You PvP-loving, trigger-mashing, John Wick wannabe looking motherfucker you. I'm kidding, mostly. The truth is, Burletta mains know how to have fun. Yeah, the Venator 4 still has the better overall time to kill, but you know that at base level 1, the Burletta actually kills faster than the Venator 1. So while everyone out there is breaking the bank on their blue overused pistol, you're out there happy as a clam, clip farming with a damn high quality imitation that way more people should know about. Have fun out there, you pistol shooting demon. The Arpeggio. I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like I know more people who enjoy using the Hairpin than I do people who roll with the Arpeggio. One thing I definitely can say with full confidence is that Arpeggio enjoyers are clearly immune to peer pressure in all its forms. If you remind them that their favorite gun takes a disturbing 5 full bursts to down a light shielded raider, they'll just wave you away without a care in the world. I have a feeling that all Arpeggio users are former closet Halo lovers who are trying to recreate a lifelong love affair with the battle rifle. And I can say that as a former closet Halo lover. The Anvil. Hold on just one sec.
Big iron on his head.
Perfect. Yeah, I gotta say, Anvil mains are based. Sure, there are definitely more popular weapons out there, but the Anvil is all reliable. You blast away annoying low-level arc like they're nothing, and you can't deny that rugged feeling that you get when gunning down another raider with your giant rusty 6-shooter. I tip my 10-gallon hat to you, partner, you rootin' tootin' son of a bitch. The Toro. You are a no-nonsense aggro PvP demon, and no matter how much people hype up the Venator, you know the truth. The Toro is the real best raider killing gun in the game. 2 pulls of the trigger and they're down for the count with almost no time to react. People say it's a no-skill gun, and unfortunately it is popular with rats, but the hell if you care. You enjoy the power of it, and you could do slide, shoot, roll tacks all day and not get tired. Other guns are fun, but you'll give up your elite green boomstick when the Embark Studio devs pry it out of your cold, dead hands. The Osprey. The smart money says you saw Tfue pull off some random 1 in a million snap hook play on Twitter and said to yourself, yo, that was sick, I want to do that. So you tried and realized it's a bit harder than it looks. But even with that in mind, mind, you still enjoy using the Osprey. Putting in work with it feels hella fun, and it satisfies your uncontrollable urge to snipe in a video game. Of course, there are times when you get a little too overconfident and it might get you in trouble, but hey, nobody said the life of a quickscope clip farmer would be easy. The Renegade. The Renegade is classy AF, and if this weapon is your main, I think you have good taste. It does a perfectly acceptable job of taking out low-level arc, but I know what you really are. I know that deep down you love nothing more than upgrading your Renegade, slapping on a few attachments, and then treating your fellow raider like they just wandered into your own personal shooting gallery. You hate Stellamontis and much prefer larger, more open outdoor maps so you can gun down helpless victims from miles away like you're frickin' Alistair Tenpenny.
Indeed.
The Torrent. When you first used the Torrent, you probably hated it. And you know what? Totally understandable. The gun is slow and clunky, kind of like an old beat-up shopping cart. But eventually, you had a golden moment of clarity. Why spend so much time trying to be accurate and precise when you can just hold the trigger down and power wash anything in front of you away with a fire hose of gunfire? Some people might say that 200 medium rounds to take out one Hornet is overkill, but you are not some people. The Venator. You're a vanilla, cookie cutter ass, PvP loving, raider hunting bastard, and you wouldn't have it any other way. When you clean up in a PvP lobby and manage to extract with kitted out Venators you've taken off of enemies you've wasted, you immediately take a screenshot and post it on social media like a silverback gorilla roaring and beating their chest in the jungle. Much like a soldier with a trophy necklace of human ears, your stash is packed with Venators that you only wish you could dive into and swim around in like Scrooge McDuck. You love playing duos or trios because PvP is the norm, and if you had the choice between ending world hunger or being able to add a third weapon attachment to your Venator, you'd have a kinetic converter glued on faster than you can say, fuck them kids. The Bettina. Ah yes, the Bettina enjoyer. Rare sight indeed. Kinda like finding somebody who openly admits they're a big fan of Nickelback. But I'll be fair-ish, the Bettina does an okay job at killing arc, so I'll give a quiet half nod to the solo PvE farmers out there. Even if you could probably accomplish the same thing with a Ferro or an Anvil. To the PvP Bettina enjoyers out there, all 12 of you, I'm gonna tell you the same thing my parents tell my wife every time we get together. You can do better. The Vulcano. Either one of two things is true. One, you have yet to realize that the Toro is in fact the superior shotgun and you're convinced that the Vulcano must be the better option because it is a higher rarity. Or two, you know the Toro is disgusting, but you still think the Vulcano is just fun to use and show off, in which case, respect. After all, peak shooting and slide tech with the Toro takes timing and effort, and why bother with all that when you can just hold down the trigger and send the other guy to the Shadow Realm? The Bobcat. You're a bit flashy and the kind of guy who likes to flaunt what they have. You don't drink tap water at home, you probably drink Fiji or Prime. And if you ever won the lottery, you ain't paying no bills. We both know your priority is getting a Lambo. Now, on one hand, I get where you're coming from. The Bobcat is indeed fire, but we both know that a kitted out Stitcher is way cheaper and performs almost exactly the same. But hey, at least you're using your high rarity items instead of just letting them rot away in the stash. Just don't get too attached to your precious pink weapon that costs more than your rent, because remember, RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. The Tempest. You really like auto rifles, plain and simple. You'd probably use the Rattler more often if it wasn't such atrocious dog water, and you're mildly annoyed that your favorite gun in the game is of expensive pink tier quality. Still, you love kitting it out with attachments and using it whenever you can, being sure to try and stay extra careful so you don't lose your precious baby. The Hullcracker. You are the best kind of PvE player. Fighting your fellow raider does not interest you even a little bit. You love nothing more than gearing up like an anti-clanker Rambo and then laying the smackdown on big arc for financial gain. The Bastion that spawns on Stellamontis is genuinely afraid of you by now. You've killed and farmed him for parts so damn much your raider could probably retire out in the Hamptons by now. But really though, Hullcracker mains are awesome. When one of y'all show up to a queen or matriarch fight, we are always happy to see you. I'd rather have you there to help put down the matriarch instead of some rat free kit user who's clearly there to do nothing except mooch gear at the last minute. The Equalizer. You're a PvE main, and taking down the queen and the matriarch are your specialty. Straight up, you might be the biggest Chad in all of Arc Raiders. You know that the minute you start shooting that Equalizer to de-shield the matriarch, that every free kit rat in 5 miles is gonna start drooling, just waiting for an opportunity to get you alone so they can stab you right in the back and take your glorious gun.
Bitches, bro.
But even knowing that, you still bring your Equalizer and do your part to help take down the Ark like the baller you are. I salute you. May every rat who betray you wind up stepping on a Lego. The Jupiter. There's no other way to say it, you're kind of an aura farmer. Yeah, it's a weapon that hits respectably hard, but there's just something about how flashy and futuristically badass the Jupiter is that really speaks to you. You know that once you start shooting it, everybody on the damn map will see that bright charge-up light pattern, and even though it puts a target on your back a little bit, you enjoy having the spotlight on you, for better or for worse. The Aphelion. You're a PvE player, and you love the feeling of landing that hard-hitting two-burst shot and completely shredding high-level arc. To be honest, you're kind of pissed that Embark Studios made it so damn easy to randomly just find the blueprint literally anywhere on Stella Montis these days after you spent days earning yours the old-fashioned way, aka stuffing the matriarch into a locker and beating out everyone else in the lobby by getting to the core first. And even though your gun isn't as special or rare as it used to be, you still enjoy the crap out of it, even though there's a high chance that some D-bag is gonna see you using it and stab you right in the back. Did I leave anything out you'd like to add? Let me know what you got down in the comment section. Like the video if you enjoyed, or come tell me on Twitch. I stream every week. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!